Hello students, I am back with another quick wrap up video to help you all to recall whatever you have studied till now. And this session is of index number chapter. So by watching this video you can only recall whatever you have studied. So you need to watch my previous detailed videos about this chapter to study the concepts thoroughly.
So this index number chapter, if you study thoroughly, you can bag 26 marks. For 1 mark, 2 questions will be there, 2 marks, 2 questions will be there, 5 marks 2 and 10 mark 1 question will be there. Okay, so now let's start with the chapter. Here is the meaning of index number. It is a statistical device and it is designed to measure the relative changes in the level of phenomenon with respect to the time, geographical location and other characteristics such as income, profession. So this is the meaning of index number. Apart from that, you will have characteristics, uses, limitations of index number, and for 10 marks you may be asked steps in the construction of index number. So this is very important when it comes to steps. Study this thoroughly. So next comes the types of index number. First one is price index number, which is denoted by P01. Second is quantity index number, denoted by Q01, and value index number, denoted by V01. Okay, and price relative, that is capital P, it is P1 divided by P0 into 100. Same way it applies for quantity relative, Q1 divided by Q0. Quantity relative will be capital letter, capital Q, and its formula Q1 divided by Q0 into 100. And when it comes to value index number and value relative, capital P is equal to V1 divided by V0 into 100. Okay, so this V1 value of current year, that is value means price into quantity, isn't it? So current year price and quantity are multiplied to get current year value. Okay, so same way base year quantity and price are multiplied to get base year value into 100. So that is about the types of index numbers. Now let's go for the formulas. So formulas, I have made it even simple here. So listen and watch carefully. Index number, it is divided into unweighted and weighted index numbers. And when it comes to unweighted, again two more types, simple aggregative and simple average of relatives. And when it comes to weighted, weighted aggregative and weighted average of relatives. Here if you observe, in unweighted it is simple. Same thing when it comes to weighted, it is weighted. So here W will be there, weights will be there, and here no weights. Okay, so now simple aggregative formula. So just with one formula, if you remember one formula, you can continue with the next. Okay, so when it comes to simple aggregative, the formula is P01 is equal to summation P1 divided by summation P0 into 100. This is a formula of a simple aggregative. So when it comes to simple average, now when it comes to average, two types are there, isn't it? Arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Geometric mean and arithmetic mean. So arithmetic mean, just like our normal arithmetic mean, how it was summation fx divided by n, isn't it? So here instead of fx we are writing summation capital P divided by n. So next, when it comes to geometric mean, antilog and log table will come, isn't it? So here antilog of summation log P divided by n. Okay, so that's it about unweighted index number. Let's go for the weighted one. It is just a continuation of simple or unweighted. Okay, so when it comes to weighted average, now I'll use even shortcuts. Okay, the first formula, it is of Lin, last price index number. So when it comes to Lin, now just observe summation P1 divided by summation P0 into 100. This is our simple aggregative formula, isn't it? For this, weights are Q here, quantity. Okay, so this is last place index number formula. Here base year quantity are taken as weights. Okay, so the second one is pin. So what is pin now? Purchase index number. So here again same formula, summation P1 divided by summation P0 into 100. Earlier we used base year quantity, now we are using current year quantity. That's it. So the next one is, what is the third one? Bin. D bin. So what is this now? D bin. Dorbish-Bowley index number. Dorbish-Bowley index number does lin plus pin divided by 2 into 100. Got it? Yes. So the next one is min. So what is min now? Marshall-Edworth index number. So here these two are combined, summation P1 Q0 divided by summation P0 Q0 summation P1 Q1 summation P0 Q1 into 100. Okay, so here when I simplify this, lin and pin both divided by add into 100. That's it. When it comes to kin, it is summation P1 Q divided by summation P0 Q into 100, and the last one is fin, Fisher's index number. Kin is Kelly's index number. Fin, it is lin into pin, its square root into 100. Okay, now let's go for the unweighted average of relatives. I'll continue here. Sorry, weighted average of relatives. It is here again arithmetic and geometric mean will be there. No, arithmetic mean and geometric mean. When it comes to arithmetic mean, in simple there was no weight, isn't it? But here weight comes, that is summation WP divided by summation W. Says with arithmetic mean. Next one is geometric mean. When it comes to geometric mean, same, but here weight will come, isn't it? So antilog of summation, here it was just log p, now it will be W log p, isn't it? Yes, W log p divided by summation W. That's it, with the formulas of index numbers. So here these are the formulas of a price index number, isn't it? So same formulas, if you wanted to go for a quantity index number, say for example you want to go for last price quantity index number, so it will change here, just like how factor reversal, in factor reversal test how Q and P are interchanged. No, same way here also done. That's it. So lin formula, when it is converted into quantity index number, last price quantity index number, it will be summation, in place of QP it will be Q1 summation Q0, and in place of Q it will be P, and here in last price it is base year, right? Yes, got it. And next formula, if you want to go for patches, Here again it will be pin, it is summation Q1 summation Q0 into 100. Here it is P of current year, isn't it? Yes. So the next topic is consumer price index number. Here aggregative expenditure method and family budget methods are there. Aggregative expenditure method, this formula, it is similar to LIN, last place index number, and when it comes to family budget method, this is just the formula of arithmetic mean of weighted average of relatives. Now let's go for the next one. The last topic, that is test for adequacy of index number. Here basically there are 4 tests: unit test, factor reversal test, time reversal test, and circular test. So first one is the unit test. So this test, it requires that the index number should be independent of the units in which price and quantities of various commodities are quoted. So this test, it is satisfied by all the index number formulas except the simple aggregative price index formula. So that's it about the unit test. Next one is a time reversal test. Here times are reversed. 0 will be the base year and 1 will be the current year, isn't it? So in the formula where there is 0, you will be changing it with 1, and in place of 1 you will be putting 0. So when it comes to time reversal test, if P01 is changed to P10, it should be equal to 1. Okay, so if this satisfies, it means that time reversal test is passed. So this particular time reversal test is satisfied only by Marshall-Edworth, that is Min, Finn, Fishers, and Kin. Okay, so the next one is factor reversal test. When it comes to factor reversal test, factors will be given 2 factors, isn't it? P and Q, isn't it? So here what they say is, in place of P, means when there is P, you should change it with Q, and where there is Q, you should put P. If you do so, if it satisfies the value index formula, that means it satisfies factor reversal test. So that means here P01 into Q01 should give you the answer of V01. If this is satisfied, it means that particular formula satisfies factor reversal test, and this factor reversal test is satisfied only by Fisher's index number. Okay, and the last one is circular test. Here circular test means, say for example 3 years are given, 2008, 9 and 10. So from 2008 to 9, say for example rate is doubled, and from 2009 to 10 rate is increased by 3 times. Okay, so this is base year, and this is first current year, and this is second current year, isn't it? So when you compare with the, look at the arrow marks, from 2008 to 9 it is 2, from 2009 to 10 it is 3. Now from 2010 to 8, if you go here, it is increased by 6 times, isn't it? So this is what is circular test. That means price of 01 first into price of 1 and 2, price of 1 and 2, and price of 2 and 0. Price of 2 and 0 should be 1. So if this is satisfied, circular test is told to be passed, and this is satisfied only by the simple geometric mean of price relatives and Kelly's fixed price or Kelly's fixed weights or base method. Okay, so this is about the tests for adequacy of index number. So one thing you have to keep in mind is when you are asked to prove particular test, some formula, you just have to take only the first part of the formula. You will not be taking this hundreds. Okay, whatever may be the formula, you will not be taking that. Only the first part will be taken. Okay. So once again, what I'm saying is, you will not understand this concept if you watch only this video. Okay, so watch my previous video, detailed videos as well. Okay, so with this note, I'm concluding today's session. Thank you.